make it a clone. So to put it back together, what we're gonna do, you just slide it in here, press it down so it's flush. You're gonna take the bottom piece, you are going to drop it down in there. Once you have it down in there, I like to hold it with my finger. Just wiggle it around a little bit until you get it to line up. Spin it around. You got to get everything to line up. And once it all lines up, as you can see there, what I like to do is I'll turn my mod this way, take my screwdriver, set it with the thick end down in there, and just push it till it pops in place. So it really goes in tight. So you really got to put some force behind it, which is actually a good thing because you don't want that contact to be loose down there. And there you go. So it sits flush. Now you can see everything there is nice, flush, and even. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the pieces which make the contacts. And I have both here, the Admiral and the Skeleton King Kong. So we know on the Admiral it does have that tri-piece with the little rubber O-ring that, you know, once you have it on there, you press it down, it opens up, and that's what makes the contact when those pieces hit the side of the mod. Now the concept on this is basically the same, but what you do is you take this piece here and stick it on that little triangular piece, and you're going to push down in the middle. Once you push down in the middle, it will spread like that. Can you see? Once you push them down, they open up and make contact. So the concept alongside of what Broadside did is pretty much the same, but yet different. They are different. So once you have that on there, what you're going to do, you're going to take the little button, and you can see the button has like a little dome shape, and you have the indentation from the two silver plated copper pieces, contact pieces from the mod. You're actually going to make sure that sits on top. It will fall in there, filling in that inside hole like that. So it actually goes on perfect. Now we're going to take the button housing. What I like to do, I stick it on my finger and just start to hold it like this and start to thread the tube. And the machining's so clean on it, it threads very easy. So there we go. That's plain and simple. Now, I'm gonna grab a battery. Here I have an 18650 Samsung 25R, and you see how big it is because of the 2700 battery. That's what the little spacer's for. You're gonna drop your little spacer in there, and it fits nice and snug. Take your battery, stick it in there. I know by it being a hybrid, you usually do with the positive up. I actually want to be safer. Just the whole Broadside habit made me to where I use my positive down. So we're gonna stick the top piece on, and this is the one thing I'm talking about. Now you see it together with an 18650 battery. You have your vent holes, that's fine. But if I were to have a 2700 or a 21700, knowing that they are longer, guess what you also see along with the vent holes? Yeah, the lettering. That's why I'm saying it would have been a good idea to do without all of those letters. So again, those guys out there at Marvec, anybody watching this review, do away with those letterings. It's actually going to make the mod look a lot nicer. It'll make it look a lot cleaner. But there you go. Drop it in here. I'm actually going to use my Pulse 24. Open this up. Tighten it down. Everything's adjusted. Running in hybrid mode. Make sure I got my airflow open. and we got her working. Let's go back up on top. We're gonna vape on her, we're gonna talk about her, and I'm gonna let you know where to get one. And you also seen it is different from the Broadside and the Admiral, so it's not a clone. Let's go back up on top. So now that you've seen that, it's pretty much plain and simple. It's a mechanical tube mod. So what we're gonna do, pros and cons. I've just started doing this shit, but the pros, in my opinions, I love the engravings. I love the way it all flows, the way it all works, the button style. It is different from Broadside and Admiral. They did go with something different. It's similar, but they made it their own. They went different with it. I actually talked to Brandon Campion, which is the owner of Broadside Mods, and I talked to him and I said, Brandon, you know, I'm gonna review that mod. I actually got a couple here. The company sent them to me for review, and he asked me, he said, Batman, can I have one just so I can check it out? And sure, you know what, dude, I'll send you one, no problem. I asked him, I said, how do you feel about me reviewing a mod that is so similar to the way Broadside is? He said, look, I've seen pictures of them and they are different. They actually went with their own touch. The button may look the same, but it's different the way that they did the contacts. And I've showed a little bit of it in the up close. So actually this company went and had their own idea on how it should be done, and they actually went with it. So that's a plus in my book. You did not completely, entirely clone an idea, because they didn't. It's different. So the pros, that's a pro. The way the tube looks is a pro. It comes up, it tapers off. You could have got away with just coming straight up on the side, so a 25 millimeter RDA would have fit flush. That would have been a plus. But I'm rocking the Pulse 24 on it, and it actually looks pretty good on there. I mean, as you see, they look pretty nice together. Now the cons. The button, resin button, come up with more different resin button ideas. Or if not, go with this. Just bring them out to where they're just black. Just a solid black button would have looked nice. And the other thing that bugs the hell out of me is those engravings in there. I've used it with a 2700 battery, and just having to look at that compatible with, we know what the tube's compatible with. Get rid of those engravings. If you're watching this review, get rid of those engravings. It'll make the tube look a lot nicer if you stop doing that. Don't do that. Don't do those letters. The serial number's fine where it's at. I could work with that. But just those letters and saying it's compatible with, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Whoever buys the tube knows what it's compatible with, knows what you're able to use, what batteries you're able to put in it. Get rid of it. But all in all, the tube is actually very nice. I admit it. So we got to work on the button and get rid of those engravings. In the description, I will leave the links to where I got mine. I will leave links where you could get yours. And yeah, remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And until the next review. Damn, got heartburn. Fucking spaghetti. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. Again, for fogging out with the Batman. Come on, get you some.